The name of today's story is The Four Sisters. Now, we've told this story before, so if you know it, don't tell the answer early, okay?
Okay.
Now, this story was told to me by my mom when I was younger. I'm not sure where she got it from, but she's told it many times, and I really like this story. Once upon a time, there was an old man, older than my dad, old man. He had 4 daughters. They were very beautiful, like beautiful. But they each had one major problem for each one of them. One of them was the eating daughter. She eats so much. She would just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. And the dad was like, I can't afford this daughter. She eats too much. Then the second daughter, she had a bad habit. She liked to steal. So she'd steal from there, steal from here, steal from there, steal from here. And the dad was like, I'm always getting in trouble. The police are always coming to see us. This girl's a troublemaker. She's maybe going to end up in jail or something. The third daughter was really pretty. But the problem was she had too many boyfriends at the same time. She'd have one boyfriend here, one boyfriend there, one boyfriend there, too many boyfriends. So everyone started fighting, everyone started arguing. And the dad was like, I cannot handle this daughter. And then the last daughter seemed like it's not a big problem, but it was very scary. She had a bad mouth. She liked to gossip. She liked to bully people. She liked to lie. She liked to say mean things. And the dad's like, I can't deal with this daughter. Well, can't deal with any of the daughters. So he tried for many years. And afterwards he says, you know what? I give up. I give up. So he took them on a boat and he just pushed them out to sea and said goodbye. He left his daughters in the ocean. Did they survive? Or did they die? What do you think?
Die.
They survived.
I knew it.
All of a sudden, there was a pirate ship, a huge pirate ship, was coming by and saw 4 beautiful young girls on a little boat. So they took them in and says, our good luck. We got 4 beautiful girls. However, after only 1 week, a whole bunch of problems started happening on the pirate ship. First of all, every time there was food, one of the daughters would go eat all the food. So the pirates would be like, where's the food? This is lunchtime, this is dinner time. And everything has a bite taken out of it, everything's missing. And the pirates started getting upset. We're hungry, where's the food? The captain of the pirates says, you know what? We have to fix this problem. He is a smart man. How did he fix the problem?
Threw them up.
Huh?
Threw them up.
Without throwing them away. How can you fix? Use your brain. Use your brain for a smart, tricky way to fix the problem. Think about the problem. She eats a lot. She's very gluttonous. She loves to eat. How do you fix it?
Stop giving her food for a while so that she actually appreciates how much food she gets.
Sounds interesting. Maybe they tried that, but it didn't work. She still kept on eating.
Leave out big and see who eats the most.
Oh, it's always going to be her. She eats the most.
But you said they can't throw her out, right?
You cannot throw her away. Because he doesn't want to kill her. He wants to try. So you want to know what he did?
What?
He made her the leader of the food, the leader of the cooks. When you're stealing food from other people, it's fun because you're trying to hide, you're trying to steal, you want more. But when you're in charge of it, you have to be responsible. So yes, you can eat more, but you also have to make sure there's some left for other people. Once she had the responsibility of being the head chef, the leader of the food, she stopped stealing the food. She would eat some, but then she would also make sure everyone else had it too. So he fixed that problem. Then there's the second girl, the girl who liked to steal. Now here's the problem. Pirates are already thieves. They already steal. So the pirates would go and steal all this stuff, all these riches, and they would be so proud. But then they turn around and the rings are missing. The necklace is missing. The gold is missing. And they're like, who steals from pirates? Well, girl number 2 did. And so the pirates are mad. They're fighting, they're yelling, People are stealing from them. The captain of the pirates says, I can fix this problem. I have a way. How do you fix a problem with someone who likes to steal without throwing them away?
Give them like things and stuff so they will have like room to steal.
Very good idea. The captain of the pirates was smart, just like Abby is. You know what he did? He gave her the key to the treasure room. Why steal when it's all yours? You can play with it all you want. You can touch it all you want. Then you don't have to steal. Give her what she wants. She wants to have a lot. You can play in the whole room by yourself. After that, she stopped stealing because now she has everything. Now people steal, they give it to her, she puts it in the room. Even though it's not hers, but she gets to play with it and she's happy. So no more problem. Now the third one is kind of tricky. This one's tricky. This girl had too many boyfriends. So she started having many boyfriends of the pirates. Many of the pirates became her boyfriends. Well, they got jealous. They started fighting. They started arguing. Before this, they didn't fight. How do you fix that? She has too many boyfriends. How do you fix it? Without throwing her off the boat. How do you fix it? How can a smart person fix this problem? Yes, what do you think? I don't know. Okay. Well, the leader of the pirates is usually the scariest pirate, right? So you know what he did? He said, fine, she's my wife. Once he claimed her as his wife, all the other pirates says, hands off. You don't touch the scariest pirate's wife. Fix the problem. Now, the last girl liked to gossip, liked to say bad things, liked to spread lies in the group, and caused everyone to fight. How do you fix that?
I don't know.
Throw her off the boat. Because when someone has a bad mouth and they don't fix it, there's nothing you can do to fix it. People who have bad mouths and like to lie, like to gossip, like to slander, you can't fix that. It's a bad malfunction. He tried his best, but he couldn't fix it. So the three sisters got to stay, but this sister got thrown off the boat. Did she die?
Yeah.
No. We have time? We have time. Two birds, Mr. Bird and Mrs. Bird, husband and wife. They were flying in the air and they looked down and they saw this poor girl floating in the water. They felt bad for her and she was hanging onto a big stick. So you know what they did? They said, let's help her. So they flew down there and with their mouths, they grabbed the stick on both sides and picked it up out of the water. And she held onto the stick and they were gonna fly her to safety. But someone with a bad mouth, do you think she stayed quiet?
No.
You know what she did? She started moving over to the husband, the Mr. Bird side. So I said, hey, Mr. Bird, do you know that your wife thinks you're ugly? Did you know that your wife doesn't like you? Did you know that your wife likes me more and he's gonna leave you for me? And the guy was like, oh my gosh. And the girl bird was so mad. You know what she did? She opened her mouth and yelled at the lady. But what happened when she opened her mouth?
The log dropped and she died.
The log dropped, and did she die?
No.
Did she die? Yes, she did. Is this the end of the story yet?
No.
No. Her body washed up on shore. And she's just laying there on the beach, dead. A nice monk walked by and saw her and felt bad for her. So he took her body, cremated it, and put away the ashes, but left her skull. She had a very nice, because she was a pretty girl, so she had a nice skull. So they said, let's use that skull as a place to use for the candles and the incense when you do the chanting. Now, at this temple in the forest, the monks always do the chanting together, perfect harmony, beautiful voice, never fight. But for some reason, after they put the candles in there and incense in there and they started doing the chanting, the monks were chanting the wrong sounds, wrong notes, they were arguing all the time. They started fighting all the time, just because they used the skull of the bad-mouthed girl. So the head monk thought about it and said, you know what? This is a trick. You always have to find what changed. We were good before this, and now we're bad. What was the catalyst that caused the bad thing? It was the skull of this girl. So he figured she must have been a bad person. And so it had bad juju, bad powers. So you know what? Let's get rid of it. So he took it all the way to the cemetery and threw it away. Is that the end of the story?
No.
No. What?
How could the monk carry the girl if the monk can't touch Kru?
That's an interesting question. I'll have to ask my mom later when I see her. Then, they found the skull. Guess who found the skull? A group of robbers and bandits, some like gangsters, right? They found the skull. And they said, you know what this skull is going to be good for? Drinking alcohol. And so they took the skull home and they started using it to drink alcohol. Before this, they never fought. They always stayed together, they do bad things together, but they didn't fight with each other. But after they started drinking alcohol from her skull, guess what? They started fighting. They started yelling, they started cursing. And so the leader of the group says, you know what? This is a bad luck skull. So we're gonna fix it. What do? We're gonna destroy it. So he took it and he smashed it and he destroyed it. Very, very detailed little pieces. Then he said, we gotta make sure no one ever gets it. So he went out into the ocean and he threw all the pieces everywhere. But guess what happened? That powder of her skull mixed in with all the water. And everywhere that water was taken out, in the fish, in the seafood, in the water, anyone who ate anything that got touched by that powder got the disease of having a bad mouth. So the question is, have you guys drank that water? Have you guys eaten that seaweed? Do you guys have the disease of a bad mouth? Let's hope you don't, because if you do, there's not a lot of solutions. Out of all the bad things, the mouth is the scariest. Do you know why?
Because, like you said, you use it to talk, and it's the one thing that people can relate to.
Think about it. You kill someone, it ends once. It's over. You steal from them, their items are gone, they're sad. But when you verbally attack people, when you say things that hurt their feelings, when you say things that make them feel so bad, sometimes that can last a whole lifetime. That's a lot of pain. And so, be very careful with what you say to each other. Be very careful with what you say to other people. Because karma is real. Results are real. When you want good results, what do? Do a good cause. Sadhu? Okay.